Welcome to the Komodo Show. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Coley. We are the brother-sister anime duo. And not in a love you like a brother-sister kind of way, but as in, go ask our mom. She's the same person.
This show is an anime lover safe haven catered toward the average anime lover, free from spoilers.
So this special, we are joined by the Cherry Blossom Festival cosplay competition coordinator, Terry O'Brien, to discuss the upcoming Cherry Blossom Festival in Fort Wayne, Indiana on May 18th, and to discuss all things anime, manga, and Japanese pop culture related for the festival.
Well, Terry, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on the program. I love getting out and talking about the festival. It's something that I've been involved with for several years, and it's really a great time to come out and have fun.
Yeah, so and again, this special is going to be about the Fort Wayne Cherry Blossom Festival, but let's start a little bigger with the cherry blossom in general. How did that start in Japan? Basically, tell us a little bit about the Cherry Blossom Festival.
It's a spring celebration festival. It's about the time when the cherry blossom trees, or the cherry trees, start blossoming. So it's a sign of spring, the sign of the end of winter. It's usually held sometime about this time in April. So at this time, we'll start seeing reports of the cherry blossom trees in Japan. You'll start seeing pictures of them across the internet. We'll also start seeing them from the cherry blossom trees that were the gift of Japan in Washington, D.C. Now, our festival is a reflection of that festival, but we're held about a month later.
And I love that it is in May with having such a busy spring schedule. The May time is a really great time. But how has Fort Wayne adopted this festival?
Well, originally it was a production of the Fort Wayne Sister Cities program, which was it's an international cooperation, friendship sort of organization. And the first one we had, first sister city, was Takaoka, Japan. So the very strong Japanese connection with the whole sister cities. And about 15 or so years ago, they decided to put on a cherry blossom festival in recognition of that. And it's been held ever since. Nowadays, it's not run by the Sister Cities organization. It's run by an independent nonprofit organization called the Japanese American Association of Indiana. But largely the same people have been involved with it since its founding.
Okay. So along the lines of how Fort Wayne has adopted this festival, what are some of the activities and highlights that we can look forward to this year?
Okay. Well, the first one I probably should mention with Fort Wayne is that Fort Wayne has a taiko drumming organization called Fort Wayne Taiko.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so they have always been performing at the festival, and we look forward to them every year. This year, a taiko teacher is coming in from out of state and will be hosting a seminar the day before.
Oh, that's
for
cool.
taiko players from all over the area, not just Fort Wayne, but regionally. And then Sunday, they were going to be performing at the festival the whatever they've learned the day before. So we're talking, as if it's like what it has been before, we're talking 20 to 30 people out there pounding on drums in the ballroom, and it's thunderous.
Oh, yeah.
We've
you
gone
just feel
before.
it.
It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
You just appreciate all the energy. It's so neat.
Yeah, so dynamic watching all these people around there and all that in unison, but everybody just getting together, and that they've probably only played together for like a day.
Oh, wow.
So
that I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Other things, a lot of... for local things, we have a lot of local merchants coming in, or local area. The one I should mention is one of our longtime supporters, which is Ohio Kimono, who brings a good bunch of their stock. And I should also mention that this is.
You're wearing it, right?
That is so cool.
This is a Japanese men's formal jacket called a Hayori. which I purchased from Ohio Kimono. So
That's awesome. Really, really putting on for them.
we have other local groups, other local restaurants. We have worked long and hard to get local Japanese restaurants to come out and serve. So we have 4 or 5. I don't know who they are this time. The negotiations are still going on about getting everything because the university has very strict food safety requirements.
Okay.
So they have to pass certain requirements.
Like last year, we had to get ourselves a bowl of ramen, being Naruto fans, Ichiraku ramen, if you think of that. Yep, exactly, yep. Yeah, we had to get ramen. We're like, we're to really make the most of this experience. Got to get some ramen. Well, keeping in mind that our primary audience is the average anime lover, what are some, in your opinion, must-attend events that, you would recommend to the average anime lover here at this event?
Well, if you're into cosplay, of course, this is what I'm going to promote.
Wink, wink.
We have a cosplay competition. It's very, very general. Anything really Japanese culture related. So you could come as an anime character or manga character.
Okay. I did Goku with my little son, Declan, a couple years back.
Didn't you have the little scooter you disguised as?
The Nimbus. Actually, we've had that in some of our episodes. Decorate in the desk. I actually cleaned it out of here.
I thought that was so cute with that little Nimbus there.
Yeah, it was very memorable. Him and his little Gohan.
The family that cosplays together.
Yeah, and real quick, I'm pulling up cherryblossommfw.com full screen for those who are watching the video version of the Komodo show, where you can register for the cosplay contest and look up other general information.
It's very general, cosplay, manga, anything Japanese related. We had one person a couple of years ago in Harajuku street costume. Basically, it's Harajuku Bridge. It's the place where people come dressed extravagantly.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so I just had to bring them out, show them out, and says, this is purely Japanese culture. It's not anything anime or anything. It's just Japanese.
Okay.
Japanese video game characters. And anything like that. So that's one thing. We also have an anime art contest. So if you're an artist, you can come and you can draw something there at the festival, and based on your age group there, you can actually win prizes. You can actually win an award for your art. We have 2 categories, which is original art and fan art. And then we have at least about 4 different age brackets.
That's so great to see artists come out and do that, or just people who just want to draw.
Just want to draw there. Now here's the thing: every year we select 2 of the original art pieces for use for next year's promotional material.
Oh, really?
So
that's really cool.
So if you look back on our website and see some of the earlier posters and T-shirts, they're art by local artists. And of course, this is original art. We can't reproduce. We can't have a T-shirt with Naruto on it.
Okay.
But we can have somebody's original art.
Okay.
And we've been doing that for several years, and we will be doing this again this year.
Okay.
And there's also I don't know if this is promoted by the young adult section of the Allen County Public Library. They also give out awards. I'm not sure what they're doing this year. That's another department.
Okay.
I know for the cosplay, we give out cash awards.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
First, second, and third, 50 and 30 and 20, I think, is what we're talking about this year.
Okay.
And I also bring people up who have done something really cool that really doesn't have that it isn't really first, second, or third. I call them honorable mentions.
Okay.
So somebody comes up and it's not a great costume. They did an okay, but they really come out and did something very enthusiastic.
Okay. I think Declan and I got honorable mention the one year. we did it. But unfortunately, he was taking a nap during. I think when they were started doing it, because doesn't it go the competition? Don't they do awards a little bit? They put a little bit of a pause, don't they?
Well, what we do is, because of our schedule and everything, we try to get everything done. And this is done almost at the end of the festival. Mm-hmm. So we run the cosplay competition, and while me and the other judges are off talking about it, then the anime art people come up and go through their awards and everything. And then we come back up, and then we announce the cosplay awards.
Okay. So that's what happened with us. In that case, he was napping, and I missed that part. Julie, who's helped you in the past, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, "Where were you? You were honorable mention." Oh, whoops.
Sorry.
Declan was napping, and what was I supposed to do? But Julie from Summit City Cosplayers, right? Are they going to be there again this year?
Yes, they are helping me again this
fantastic.
year.
Okay.
I enjoy having some people who. I will make a confession. I say that I am the festival's resource for anime, cosplay, manga, and everything like that. I'm really not. I just know some of this stuff.
You're just the most.
I'm just kind of the most, because everybody else, they're, Dorothy Kataka. She was one of our founders. She's an operatic singer. I don't think anybody else in the committee has ever been to an anime con.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So I've had been to a few. So it's like, I'm kind of the go-to, and I'm going like, okay, right. I'll find out about it.
I mean, a lot of people who come to this basically are people who, want to go to anime cons. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is, perfect with, what they do and the stuff that you represent and really promote for.
And one other thing, since you mentioned anime cons, we had somebody reach out to us from an anime con up in South Bend.
Oh, okay. Let me guess. Hall of Heroes?
No.
Okay.
It's called Ramen Con. It's later in September.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And because of that, we are going to have a flyer table this year.
Okay.
For cons who want to promote their convention.
Okay.
We will have a space for it. And as I'm envisioning anything else related. So if you have a flyer promoting your podcast, bring it in. We'll put it out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
It's good to keep in mind.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we really appreciate that. We can, we could totally generate something for that in that case.
Yeah. So for viewers who would like to get involved, how can people join in on the fun and volunteer?
The way to volunteer, there is a sign-up page on the festival website.
And similar to a few minutes ago, I'm pulling up cherryblossom.fw.com full screen for those of you who are watching our video version of our show while you, Terry, explain.
So you can go to that and look up the form to come out to register to volunteer, and believe me, we need volunteers.
We'll drop that link then on our video too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So it's easily accessible.
Yes. This whole festival is volunteer run. All of us are purely volunteers.
Wow.
It's amazing how you do all this from volunteers.
Just for the love of the craft.
Yeah, and still manage to make it free for the community.
Well, it takes a lot of work, because, we have... a lot of it is donations from various organizations, individuals, companies. We have several Japanese companies in our city. How many people actually know that we have actually Japanese companies? I just drove by one coming here, over on Moeller Road.
Oh. Yeah.
But there are a lot of them. There's some who are also nearby over in Warsaw, or other places, and just some individuals who just have been supporting us for years. So, this is expensive. We have to rent the space.
Okay.
We have to pay performers. We have professional performers coming in. Last year we had a group called Duo Yumeno, who is a samisen and cello duo.
Okay.
They're originally from Fort Wayne. They met while they're both playing with the Philharmonic, and now they tour worldwide. But they come back to us because we ask them.
That's so nice.
Because they have friends there. They come in and they stay with their friends here in town and come out, and of course, but we still pay them.
Okay.
Other performances, other individuals. We actually have one person whose sole job is arranging the contracts and everything and getting everybody paid.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of moving parts to this.
Oh, yes. And we're always looking for new people, not only to volunteer with the festival, but also get a part of the committee.
Okay.
Because, we do need fresh blood every once in a while.
So now that you've shared a little bit of that, regarding the Cherry Blossom Festival, how did you personally become involved in this?
That's going back a ways.
Slept a few times since then? Yeah.
A few dozen times. As I recall, they had one, maybe two, and suddenly I get a phone call, and they're asking me, we've had people show up in cosplay. We don't know what this is.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
And we've told that you've done something like this before. Can you give us a hand?
Hell yeah.
Well, at the time, what I do is photography. And I love going to conventions and taking pictures of people in costume. And so, okay, I know a little bit about this. I've been to a lot of cosplay ceremonies at various conventions. It says, okay, I'll give you a hand. So the next year we had our first cosplay competition. That was in the Arts Museum downtown, because that year we used the museum and the Arts United Center for performances.
Okay.
And it was a very crowded, small room.
Wow.
And then we moved to the library, the Allen County Public Library downtown, where we had a lot more room when it didn't rain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you had the outside, you had some stuff outside, too,
We had
right?
the outside band shell until that one year when it absolutely poured. And we had to pack everybody into the small function space on the first floor. But I said, okay, this is kind of fun. I'll keep doing it. And I've kept doing it ever since.
Okay.
I do like the organizational aspect. I don't have to do a lot before the event.
Okay.
I just did probably the thing I really needed to do most, which was post the link to the online registration form.
Okay.
Which will be part on the festival website as soon as the person gets back from vacation and gets a chance to update it next week.
Oh, very cool. I mean, so I think that's so cool you got involved through the photography and all that. As a fellow photographer and videographer, I appreciate that. Going kind of, I guess, just getting to kind of know you and your background a little bit. What else do you do along those lines?
Right now, my current job is working over at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, where I'm part of their video operations crew.
Okay.
For sporting events or just events. I'm part of the primary crew that handles the Comets games. Okay. Which I will be going to this very evening.
Oh, really? Fun.
Yes. Busy day.
Yes, busy day. And the next couple of days. And, of course, the Comets are in the playoffs, so I'll have more games after that. I also volunteer down at the Allen County Public Library, the Access Fort Wayne.
Which we air on now.
Which I've been doing for 20 years, maybe.
Wow, 20 years.
Like that there. I'm fully qualified in all of
Well, you would have been there when I volunteered there. We might have actually crossed paths at some point.
Probably did.
I just did in high school, so it was for a short while. But
was it back when when the library had moved to the temporary facilities?
Ooh, I don't know. I think everything was established there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So that would have been after that.
It was definitely way before the radio station was there.
Okay.
So what year did you graduate high school?
09.
09?
Yeah, so it would have been probably been 08 when I interned there.
Okay.
2008. Yep.
Okay. Yep. The years just sort of blend together these days. It's kind of like that. But yeah, I got working over there because a friend of mine said that he wanted to produce a public access show on games, and I said,
Okay.
I know a little bit about cameras.
Oh, nice. You're perfect. You're perfect for that.
Right. So I wound up actually running everything, and then when he backed out, I took it over and went down and did some interviews at various conventions, got to know a few people like the owner of Gen Con.
Ah, yeah.
Got to interview him, and somehow he still remembers me. That was before Gen Con moved to Indy.
Wow. We need to have a Fort Wayne version of that still. Mm-hmm. You don't have to drive all the way to Indy, and then also you get some more stuff here in Fort Wayne related to anime, and then more guests for our podcast. Even
I would love to see an anime convention come back here.
Yeah.
My problem is I've been to so many conventions. I know what it takes to put a convention on, and I know it's a lot of work. Oh God, it is a lot of work.
And I would imagine, how hard is it to bring in the celebrity guests? Because it seems like they always seem to have
voice actors and stuff.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
That depends on who you know, so you can get an in on. Say, I know somebody who knows so and so. We can get them in, and then is their schedule free? Because these people work. They don't have a set schedule. They just work whenever, especially a voice actor. So if a project comes up and says, "Yeah, we need you in the studio this weekend," what do you do?
Right. Yeah.
And then, of course, is also the other part. You got to pay them. So it does cost a bit. It does cost. Events or event spaces cost. It's an expensive proposition. It takes a lot of people who know what they're doing. And I know only a part of what's going on, so I just know that it's hard.
So with being the cosplay coordinator, have you ever cosplayed?
No, I never have.
No.
Would you like to? And who would it be?
I have thought about it.
Yeah, as the cosplay judge.
My first reaction, and I have something I'd really love to do with this, and I'm not really going to go into it there, but if I did one, it would be my all-time favorite character, Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Cool.
I grew up reading the comics. I remember, the Ditko, although that was a little bit before my time.
Do it. At the very least, you could do it Halloween.
Halloween there. That.
Yeah.
However, if I was going to do an anime one, where's that idiot grandson of mine? Oops.
Let me guess. Garb?
Garb.
Yeah? All right. That's, tearing our set apart just like Garb would do. Headphones, microphone.
The whole thing, yes. But yeah, he is an over-the-top character. But he also has, hard to find characters with, beards, and especially in anime.
Yeah.
I do not want to do the character from Evangelion because he's an ass.
Well, why don't you do Garb for the Cherry Blossom this year and do, that way you're in costume. It's totally appropriate for the cosplay. You totally should.
Finding someone to do the costume, that especially since it's 6 weeks out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That might be a time crunch.
I do know people who do costumes, so, but this would be something a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. You could always do it for next year. Or
I'm thinking about that. If I did that, there's one other one that I would like to do. It would be really kind of cool to do. Would be the Ancient Magus.
Okay.
Oh, Ancient Magnus Bride?
Yes.
That would be a really cool
basically
one.
You'll do the whole thing up where the head is up like this because he is like this. So,
He's got the skeleton.
the bone, the whole deer-like bone face and the antlers and the whole routine.
That would be a really cool one. So I like that show. I appreciate the reference. So you've seen a lot of different cosplays. What is your favorite anime show?
Oh, I'd have to pick one that stayed with me for a very long time. And I have to say it's Magic Knight Ray Earth.
Okay.
I love the interaction between the three main characters. I love especially the shy, quiet one with the glasses. That would be Magic Knight Fu. And it also has one of my favorite side characters, and that's Caldina, the illusionist. So, and actually, I've been wanting to try to find animation cells from it, but I haven't been able to.
Okay.
However, the one I do have is one from Oh My Goddess, which is my favorite character from that series, and that's Erd, which shows her with her holy angel behind her.
Okay.
And I bought that when I was in Japan for the World Science Fiction Convention back in 2007, and it's hanging on my wall. That's one of my treasures.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's so awesome. What so what about we call this the gateway anime, the one that got you into anime?
Hooked.
Yeah.
Back before the internet, everyone was trading videotapes.
Oh, yeah.
3 or 4 generations, and people would stack things on the back of the tape because we were watching Doctor Who straight from Britain, and they tack weird shit. And we were watching it. The episode ended. We started watching this strange anime, and watching this guy with these strange scars across his chest go up and literally just go pop 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 pop, and then turn and walk away, and the guy explodes.
Oh my gosh.
That was my introduction to Hoku no Ken.
Okay.
And so it's like, this is weird. This is wild. Can I find more of this? And
Yeah, isn't that so strange? It hooks you. It's like it's so weird. I don't. But I'm like, I kind of want more of it. It's hard to explain.
The other one is somebody else tacked in something that none of us watching could really identify. It was live action. And I finally, a couple of years ago, searched it up. It was an episode from the first Sentai series ever.
Yeah.
I watched the first Sentai series without even knowing about Sentai.
How cool.
Yeah.
So those were literally my gateways. I saw stuff that was not Western, that was not anything to do with European fantasy or anything like that, and it was like, wow, this is absolutely cool. I love it.
Yeah. That's so cool. Well, one thing is we're almost out of time, but one really big anime event that they have there is Spirit Bomb.
We love Spirit Bomb.
Probably my favorite event is just hearing. I'm an opening theme song kind of guy. Just hearing that, I'm like, that is right up my alley.
6 years of vocal music in high school, and it's like, music always, background music, theme music always appeals to me there.
Yeah.
So they are right after the Taiko performance Sunday afternoon.
So awesome.
Yeah, I mean we go there. We go to their concerts here, Pierre's here in Fort Wayne.
I understand they're also going to be down in Indianapolis at some time during Gen Con. Not as a Gen Con event, but they'll be nearby.
Yeah. Love to have them on as a guest here sometime eventually, but
wink, wink.
Looking for wink, wink. So again, thanks for joining us today, talking about Cherry Blossom Festival, talking about the events coming up, and then it's also kind of cool just to get to know you a little bit and everything going behind the episodes. So thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me on here. I love promoting the festival. I've put a lot of work and sweat into it. I'd like to see it continue. I'd like to see it grow and expand. I do have to mention, the festival is entirely free. It has never had you never had to pay anything to get in. Parking this year is also free at the on campus. Parking garage P1 and P2. The only thing you really have to pay for is any goods or any food you buy.
That's so awesome having a festival like this put on for free, and it's so fun.
Just a great way to get the community together.
It's a way for us to get, there's a significant Japanese population in this city.
Again, thanks for joining us today. That's all for today's episode of The Commodore Show with Terry O'Brien. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Coley. Thanks for tuning in. Don't be a Commodope. Like and subscribe to our channel for more anime fun with your favorite brother-sister anime duo.
Now, new episodes come out weekly, so let us know what you'd like to hear or if you'd like to be a guest, and we will see you next time on The Commodore Show.